Hello, I'm Eric Singer with Switchbacks FC, your definitive source for everything that is the Colorado Springs Switchbacks. Roland Vargish is with head coach Steve Trittschuh. Roland?
Thanks, Eric. Coach, difficult 2-1 loss on the road in Salt Lake City. Your first reaction from that loss?
You know, it's a little frustrating, but I have to keep my emotions intact because, you know, they're still young players. They're going to make young mistakes, which that's what happened on actually both goals. You know, we had basically on the first goal, we had 3 players in and around the ball. Nobody's going in and tackling. He plays the ball in, and, you know, they score a goal. Kind of on the second goal also. I mean, you know, we have players in and around it, guys diving in. And it's just there are mistakes that shouldn't happen, and especially this part of the season, you know, where they've played, you know, 20-something games by now. Those shouldn't happen. But you know, after we went down 1-0, we had great character come back in the next minute and tie the game up for half. But you know, we had a lot of chances to score. Luke had a great one just in the first half, one-on-one with the keeper. JJ scored a head ball that I guess they said it was offside, so we're still looking for that one. But you know, all in all, we had an okay game, but we just didn't get the result. You know, they had nothing to lose. They came in and just played free, and basically I think we gave them the game a lot. So it was a tough one, but we have to turn around and get this next game.
It seemed like set pieces, free kicks, corner kicks from Salt Lake caused your defenders a little bit of problem. Have you guys been working on that as you prepare for the next game? Yeah,
that's one of those times that we have a little bit too many mistakes on. You know, we've given up too many goals this year on restarts, and we work on it. You know, just stay with your man through the whole process, even when the ball's cleared until it's cleared the box. But you know, it's one of those things that, you know, some guys are a little leery about holding on to the guys in corners. You know, some refs will call it PKs, some won't. So, you know, and with the level of refereeing, it's a little bit inconsistent. So they really don't know where they stand in this league. But we have to be better on that. We have to stay with men. And, you know, at that point in the game, when you're marking a man on a restart, it doesn't really have any you know, tactical sense, technical sense. It's all about just staying with them, being strong.
Okay, and it was your 5th time you played Salt Lake this season. How do you think those 4 games? I mean, do you think maybe there was a little bit of complacency from your team going in, knowing you'd beaten them 4 times before?
Not really. You know, I had actually a good feeling going into the game. We had good preparation during the week, and, you know, we know them very well and how they play. But, you know, it's those little mistakes that cost the game, and two goals on mistakes, that's what happened.
Coach, thank you so much.
Thanks.
Back to you, Eric.
Thanks, Roland. And coming up, we're going to meet one of the Switchbacks players. First, though, let's see who's our #1 Switchbacks fan. And we'll be back with more Switchbacks FC.
Are you the #1 Colorado Springs Switchbacks fan? Instagram us with your Switchbacks team spirit. Each week, the team will pick one #1 fan. You'll vie for the ultimate prize of a catered meal in the cozy VIP Heineken suite with 23 of your friends for the September 19th home game against the LA Galaxy 2. Don't wait. Instagram us #SwitchbacksFan and tag @CO_Gazette and @SwitchbacksFC and be that #1 Switchbacks fan.
Doing what we do for a living, we have to give that extra mile, even when you think you can't. Because not only are we taking care of people, but we're taking care of ourselves. At Centura, it is a culture of health. And as a group, we've brought that to the forefront to demonstrate to patients.
See Juliana's inspiring story at CenturaConnected.org.
Welcome back to Switchbacks FC. I'm Eric Singer, Gazette.com, and joining me as always, another one of the Switchbacks players, this time Captain Luke Vercoloni. And we've spoken before, and that was in the beginning of the season, and now we're making a play down the stretch to, you know, make those all-important playoffs. And we're seeing a little bit of part of the game. How do you, this is against the Real Monarchs, but how do you get your team motivated for the next game?
Sheesh, you know what? I just try to lead by example. I mean, a lot of the motivation comes from within, so I'm just hoping that the guys themselves, you know, get themselves up for it. And I know they are. I know myself personally, definitely ready to go. And, you know, showing up at training each day, you can tell, you can see the intensity. We're ready for it.
How do you keep that intensity level up throughout the week and on game day?
That's a serious mental focus issue that we have to, you know, just really be focused one game at a time. You know, we're thinking about Portland right now, and the coaches emphasize that. And as captain, You know, when speaking with the guys, I talk to them about that. Just one game at a time. If you look at too much to bite off in one chunk, that gets intimidating. But if we can just focus on Portland, you know, we're excited, we're motivated and ready to do that.
And speaking of your focus off the field, you're part of an organization that's pretty special, Mighty Kicks. Let's talk about that.
Sure, yeah, it's a nonprofit organization. We partner with the Switchbacks, and we use some of the pro players as coaches. And basically what we're doing is we're introducing kids to soccer, mostly at their convenience of their elementary school or their preschool learning center.
Why was this so important for you to be a part of?
You know, I'm just trying to give back to the community and just get involved. This is a program that I'm passionate about. I started it 6 years ago, and it's done very well. So here in Colorado Springs, just to give back to the community a little bit and help kids with the sport that's helped me so much.
All right, speaking of the sport, now is your time at this moment to be able to speak to the fans about this away game and why it's so important for the Switchbacks to be in their hearts and minds, especially on Saturday.
Yeah, I mean, we appreciate all the support. We've been getting a ton of support and recognition from the community, and that's helped a lot. You know, as players, every little bit counts, and that gives us a little extra boost. And you know, it's super important now as it's crunch time coming down to the playoffs. Every single point that we can get matters in terms of making the playoffs, seedings, home field advantage, all that. So continue the support. Thanks so much, and keep rooting us on. We really appreciate it.
All right, thank you very much, and of course, great luck to the Switchbacks as always.
Thanks, sir.
And we'll be back with Coach Trittschuh and Roland Vargish in just a moment as Switchbacks FC continues.
Are you the #1 Colorado Springs Switchbacks fan? Instagram us with your Switchbacks team spirit. Each week, the team will pick one #1 fan. You'll vie for the ultimate prize of a catered meal in the cozy VIP Heineken suite with 23 of your friends for the September 19th home game against the LA Galaxy 2. Don't wait. Instagram us #SwitchbacksFan and tag @CO_Gazette and @SwitchbacksFC and be that #1 Switchbacks fan.
Coach, difficult road trip coming up to Portland to face the Timbers too. How are you looking forward to that game?
Well, you know, it's one of those games. You know, their last game last week against OC, they didn't play very well. They got beat 3-0. OC was on top of them pretty much the whole game. So, you know, trying to look at that, trying to look at some of their past games in these past weeks that they've played. But they're one of those teams that, you know, their first team doesn't have a game this weekend. And so kind of not really sure of what players they're going to have. But so we've got to kind of prepare for everything. But, you know, the last time when they came here, we had a very good game. And we took it to them. And I'm hoping that we can bring that back and bring that energy back to the game for this weekend.
As you talked about the 3-1 win for the Switchbacks here at Sand Creek Stadium in Colorado Springs, I know that game was a long time ago, originally in May, got pushed back to June. Does that give you any confidence going into Portland, just knowing the team, having faced them and beaten them before?
Yeah, I mean, that, you know, that we've got the upper hand on them a little bit. And, you know, them losing this last weekend, maybe they're down a little bit. But they're still a good team. I mean, they're playing at home, so we have to go in there and make our game better than we have. You know, we're going to have we have a new loan player from the Rapids, Charles Eloindo, so he's really going to help us. He's trained with us this last week, and you know, he brings a different aspect and different way that we're going to play. And so I'm excited to see him in a game and see what he does.
More MLS quality for you guys.
Sure. I mean, he's had a lot of games for MLS, and you know, the Rapids have signed a few other players, so he's kind of down on the depth chart right now. But you know, Paul Bravo, the technical director, gave me a call, and I said I'd be more than welcome to take him these 4 games to help us push to the playoffs.
The Portland Timbers too have a good record at Merlo Field in Portland. Going into that game, anything different tactically you're going to do? Maybe 5 at the back, stick with the four defenders, anything off the top of your head?
Well, we're going to play our game. Whether that's 5 or 4, you just never know. But I have confidence in these guys that we can go in and play. It's a beautiful grass field that they play on, and You know, it's a 4 o'clock in the afternoon, but the weather in Portland is supposed to be nice, so there's going to be no excuses for us. We know what we have to do this week, and you know, we have 4 games left, and they're all very important games. But this is the first. This first game is very important for us.
Coach, good luck in Portland.
Great.
Thank you so much for your time. Back to you, Eric.
Thanks, Roland and Coach. A quick reminder about the Saturday, September 5th away game against Portland. It's at 4 p.m. And of course, you can see it live on Gazette.com. Go Switchbacks. For Roland Vargish, I'm Eric Singer. Thanks for watching Switchbacks FC.